Dr. Bernice here, and welcome back to my channel where I give you mind-body wellness tips. So, do you experience jaw pain? And the medical term is temporomandibular joint, or TMJ, pain that is associated with you clenching and grinding your teeth, especially at night. Do you get headaches, neck pain, even ear pain and face pain from this joint, this tension that you're holding in your joint? Please stay tuned because you may find the information I'm about to share in this video helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and save. We're going to be talking about how unhealed trauma, trapped emotions, and even stress can affect our TMJ joint. In addition to, you may have experienced some type of physical trauma that is affecting your TMJ joint, but unfortunately we're not touching on that in this video. So disclaimer before we continue. Please, if you need any specific advice, please reach out to your medical doctor, your dentist, and or your therapist. So what is trauma? Trauma is anything that makes you feel overwhelmed or unsafe in the moment. I hear people say all the time, oh, I don't have any trauma. I didn't experience any trauma. But it could be very subtle. For example, if you grew up in a household where you were taught that children are seen and not heard, and you weren't able to express yourself, you felt unseen throughout your childhood, you may have carried that trauma into adulthood, and it shows up in different areas in your life. And maybe that made you angry and you started clenching your teeth, clenching your jaw because you couldn't speak your emotion and express yourself. That could be an example of a trauma that you've experienced. So your trapped emotions are emotions that you do not process in real time. And I like to put this in two categories. One, your repressed emotions are the ones that your brain blocks the memory because it's too painful. And two, your suppressed emotions are the one that you consciously say, you know what, I don't want to deal with this right now, and you push it aside. And examples of ways that we suppress our emotions is by overeating, over drinking, even drugs, and even sometimes the drugs that we were prescribed. So stress response. Stress is the body's normal response to physical danger. It releases hormones to help us fight off physical danger. But the problem is when we're in constant worry, fear, chronic negative thinking, our brain perceives that as danger and releases the same hormones, and part of this process is tensing of our muscles. So what does all of this have to do with our TMJ pain? Well, we have a group of muscles in this area, just like a group of muscles anywhere else in our body. Some people feel it in the shoulders, some people may feel it in the back, that tenses up when we are under tremendous stress or dealing with unhealed trauma or trapped emotions. Again, we may have daily triggers. Back to the example of children are seen or not heard. You grew up in that environment. So you go to work and you feel like you're not heard, like your voice is not, you're not able to express yourself, for example. And every time you get into a situation, a stressful situation, guess what? You go back to just clenching your teeth. The anger causes you to clench those muscles. The muscles become chronically tight and causes pain. So how can we fix this? How can we release this pain, this tension, this buildup? We're going to use our body to mind method. We're going to use our body to communicate with our brain that we're safe. Remember, we're talking about trauma is when we feel unsafe, and oftentimes that makes us hyper alert. Our nervous system is hyper alert when we get in certain situations because we're conditioned to feel unsafe. First thing I want you to focus on is breathing deeply. It sends that signal to our brain to let it know that we are okay. We could rest and digest. We're not constantly fighting. We're done fighting in this moment. It is okay to step back and relax. So taking deep breaths. Allows our shoulder to relax, our diaphragm to expand, and it helps us release some tension in our neck and ultimately our jawline. What you want to do, you want to feel that joint right in front of your ear. I want you to drop your finger half a centimeter,
First, you want to start by opening up your mouth as wide as you can and closing slowly, and feel that groove, that dip in your finger as you open and close. Next, you want to take your fingers and place it underneath your chin and give yourself a little resistance as you open and close and do that same motion. Open slowly as you resist pressure up and close with the same resistance. Now we're going to focus on left to right motion. Open up your mouth about a quarter of your full range of motion and move your jaw from left to right. Now while your jaw is all the way on one side, you want to apply a counter pressure as you try to move your jaw to the opposite side. Now we're doing this over exaggerated U motion, and notice which side is tighter. It indicates where you might be holding most of your tension. And speaking of tension, a lot of times we hold tension in our neck. That does affect our TMJ. So whenever you think about releasing that tension that you're holding in your jaw or your TMJ, you always want to include some neck movements and exercises because everything is connected, and that is why we see symptoms in different areas.
Story time. I personally suffer from grinding my teeth, because I'm recovering from grinding my teeth at night. And in 2021, I had one of the best years of my life. I got married, I bought a home with my husband, and the week that we moved into the new house, I started grinding my teeth so hard. That incident woke me up at night. Went to my dentist, got a mouth guard, which I know a lot of people wear mouth guards to bed because of the clenching and the grinding of the teeth, because that does cause bacteria and decay and causes broken teeth as well. So I went to my dentist, like, listen, this is what happened. I'm freaking out. Like, it was to the point where I was afraid to go to bed at night. So I got my mouth guard, was using it, but still I was getting up in the middle of the night. It was that anxiety of starting something new, starting a new life, the fear, the worry, and it's something that obviously has been habitual, right? Sometimes we're so used to things being a certain way that when we get into something new, something better, something great, we freak out. I had new bills, I had new responsibility, and it was freaking me out. And I had to stop myself. I was like, I cannot live the rest of my life like this. I'm thankful I had the mouth guard, but I still wasn't sleeping and anxiety was eating me up from the inside. So I really had to come to Jesus, or come to myself moment, and I had to say, what are you so afraid of? What is it? And I had to sit with it. And what really helped me was meditating for at least 5 minutes before laying down to go to bed. I had to remind myself that we are safe. We're in a safe place. We're not in danger. Yes, more bills, but we're not in danger. And I really had to train my brain, train my mind to just relax. And I'm no longer wearing my mouth guard. And again, everyone's situation is different. I do have a history of getting coaching, getting therapy. So I had the tools on how to manage this anxiety, but I let it get the best of me in that moment. So I'm sharing this to say that I too struggle with this grinding and this tension in my jaw. I want you to get real and get to the root of what's causing that tension in your body. Your tension, whether it's in your TMJ, your neck, and your back. Get down to the root and work through it. This is my personal experience. I hope everything that I share in this video was helpful. See you guys in the next video.